Hello there. Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Today I want to talk about the concept of confidence. I think it's something we all want, and maybe sometimes we don't have as much as we would like. So the quote I'm using today is kind of adapted from several sources. I've kind of made it one of my own. It goes like this. True confidence is the ability to listen to anyone or anything without losing your temper or perspective. True confidence is the ability to listen to anyone or anything without losing your temper or perspective. Now, number one, I think we have to ask ourselves, okay, would I like to be able to do that? Would I like to be able to listen to anyone or anything without losing my temper or perspective? Would that be helpful in me creating the life I want? And if the answer is yes, then the question is, why is that so rare? Why is that so hard? And of course, you know, anytime I like to bring you information about how to create the life you want, I want to bring you new information. And I like to bring you information on how the brain processes data. So, the challenge with listening to people with whom we disagree is that we've got a history of doing that in a less than powerful way. When we were little kids, we had to listen to whoever was in charge, and that was a powerless perspective. That wasn't a powerful perspective, that was a powerless perspective. Often it resulted in something happening that we didn't want. We got punished, we got hurt, we didn't get what we want, whatever, it was negative. And so our limbic system kind of has a tendency to interpret listening as negative or almost dangerous or in many ways threatening to our ability to be powerful in our own lives. We've created what are called neural pathways that go from our limbic system down to our brain stem that have to do with listening. That's why people have so much trouble listening. They so much want to argue or put their point across or convince the other person that they're wrong. However, have you noticed that when you try to convince the other person they're wrong, they don't say, thank you for sharing. They almost argue more vehemently for a position that is directly opposite of yours. So that's why I like this concept of looking at true confidence as the ability to listen to anything or anyone without losing our temper, without getting upset, without getting mad and going to that lower 20% of the brain, or our perspective. Chances are we bring something to this conversation that's valuable. And if our goal is to take what's important to the other person and what's important to us and combine that into some way of going forward that works for both people so that both people are invested in the solution and feel good about going forward, then we've got to know what's important to that person. When they're telling us what's important to that person, that is good information. If we'll take it as good information and ask ourselves the question, okay, how is what's important to them congruent with? How does it fit with what's important to me? Can I offer a solution that allows us to both come out of this situation in a way where we feel we have gained something, where we feel better for the interaction? That takes confidence, that takes a clarity of mind, that takes creativity. You know, one of the models that I've created for my Life from the Top of the Mind philosophy is clarity, confidence, and creativity. I call it C cubed because I think that is so important. Now, of course, that is also a developmental model. You got to have clarity before you can access your confidence. You got to have clarity and confidence before you can access your creativity. So if you are clear that your perspective, your way of thinking about things is valuable, then you can listen to another person without losing your temper or your perspective because you don't feel threatened by it. What you're looking for is good information. What is blocking the other person hearing you? What is important to this person that you can understand and maybe combine with your perspective so that they see your solution or your idea of moving forward as valuable? That all comes from the top of the mind. That all comes from that clear, confident, creative, compassionate part of who we are. So if you want to really encourage and kind of access your confidence in the future, notice what it would be like to be able to listen to someone without losing your temper, without losing your perspective, and hearing what they say as valuable information about how you can help craft a solution, a way of moving forward, something to do differently in the future that they feel invested in and you feel invested in. When you can do that, you can become very, very influential in the conversations you have with people. Now, if this person isn't important to you, or you really don't care what they think, then don't go into it and spend time practicing listening, Only do this when you're dealing with someone who's important to you or when the outcome is important to you. We don't want to go around trying to convince or listen to every difficult person on the planet. We'd be exhausted. We want to find those people that may have a different perspective, but to understand what that perspective is so that we can combine it with ours. I hope you're finding these videos helpful. I'm loving bringing them to you. If you do, please hit the like button. You know how YouTube and Pinterest and Facebook all love it when you like it. If you like it enough to share it with your friends, if you think they could find value in this, hit the share button. Let them know. That's always wonderful. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and you want to, please do. Every week I post one of these videos about life, about leadership, about anxiety, about frustration, about confidence. And it's all designed to help you understand how the brain works and how you can bring that new knowledge to your life. So, here is to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.